The film opens with John Lawler deeply embedded in an undercover operation in Minneapolis, targeting the notorious Kwong Enterprises, suspected of orchestrating a vast drug trafficking network under the guise of a seafood business. Months of meticulous work come crashing down when a colleague's blunder forces John to prematurely reveal his identity, nullifying the operation's progress. Frustrated and disillusioned, John's determination to dismantle Kwong's empire intensifies. In the midst of bureaucratic inertia, John receives an anonymous tip from Taipei. Someone claims to possess Kwong Enterprises' incriminating ledger. Eager to pursue this lead, John approaches his supervisor, Charlotte Fields, only to be met with skepticism and a mandatory weekend leave, effectively sidelining him from the case. Unwilling to let the opportunity slip, John adopts a false identity and books a flight to Taipei, setting the stage for a perilous solo mission. Parallel to John's journey, the audience is introduced to Kwong's domestic sphere in Taipei. Kwong's adoptive son, Raymond, stumbles upon the family's illicit dealings, mistakenly believing the ledger documents environmental crimes rather than drug trafficking. Driven by a sense of justice, Raymond confides in his mother, Joey, about his plan to expose Kwong by handing over the ledger to a DEA agent arriving at the Marriott Taipei. Joey, torn between her loyalty to her son and her entanglement in Kwong's world, faces an agonizing dilemma. As John lands in Taipei, unaware of the familial complexities awaiting him, the narrative sets up a convergence of past relationships and present conflicts. The city's vibrant streets contrast with the underlying tension, hinting at the explosive events to come. The stage is meticulously prepared for a weekend where personal histories and dangerous ambitions collide. John's arrival in Taipei is marked by a blend of nostalgia and urgency. Navigating through the bustling city, he checks into the Marriott Taipei under his alias, his senses attuned to potential threats. Unbeknownst to him, Kwong has already discovered Raymond's betrayal. Believing the ledger exposes environmental malpractices, Raymond is oblivious to the more sinister truths it holds. Kwong's fury is palpable, and he orders his men to retrieve the ledger and eliminate any loose ends. Joey, aware of the imminent danger to her son, decides to take matters into her own hands. She recalls her past with John, a brief but intense romance that ended abruptly due to his undercover obligations. Their reunion is unplanned and charged with unresolved emotions. Joey and Raymond arrive at the hotel, intending to warn the DEA agents about Kwong's impending attack. However, due to a mix-up in room numbers, they encounter John instead. The shock of seeing each other after 15 years is overshadowed by the urgency of their predicament. Before explanations can be exchanged, Kwong's enforcers storm the hotel. A chaotic shootout ensues, resulting in the deaths of John's fellow agents and the retrieval of the ledger by Kwong's men. Amidst the gunfire, John, Joey, and Raymond manage to escape, their alliance now cemented by necessity. Fleeing through Taipei's labyrinthine alleys, they seek refuge in Joey's childhood home, a secluded fishing village on the city's outskirts. Here, amidst the tranquil surroundings, buried truths surface. Joey reveals to John that Raymond is his son, a product of their brief affair 15 years prior. The revelation is a gut punch to John, who grapples with the dual shock of fatherhood and the realization of the life Joey has endured under Kwong's control. Emotions run high as they confront their past choices and the dangerous reality of their present situation. Raymond, processing the truth about his parentage, feels a renewed sense of purpose. He recalls a peculiar rhino-shaped miniature on Kwong's desk, a concealed flash drive containing a digital copy of the ledger. Determined to end Kwong's reign and protect his newfound family, Raymond resolves to retrieve it, setting the stage for a daring infiltration. The exchange quickly devolves into chaos as Kwong reneges on his promise, ordering his men to kill the trio. A high-octane chase ensues, weaving through crowded streets, narrow alleyways, and bustling marketplaces. John's combat training and Joey's unparalleled driving skills are put to the test as they fend off Kwong's relentless enforcers. Amidst the pursuit, Raymond clings to the rhino-shaped flash drive, fully understanding its significance. They narrowly escape into an underground tunnel network beneath the city, a relic from Taipei's colonial past. With only dim neon lights flickering in the distance, they take a moment to catch their breath. However, Kwong is relentless. Utilizing his deep connections with local authorities, he shuts down all exits in the area, forcing John, Joey, and Raymond to emerge onto a dockyard. Here, Kwong and his most elite enforcers stand waiting. John, exhausted but resolute, challenges Kwong directly. "This ends tonight," he says, stepping forward. Kwong, ever the strategist, smirks. "You were always an obstacle, John, but now, you've dragged Joey and the boy into this." A brutal hand-to-hand fight between John and Kwong ensues, years of pent-up anger and betrayal fueling each strike. Meanwhile, Joey takes on Kwong's enforcers, using her precision driving skills to outmaneuver them with a hijacked forklift. Raymond, though terrified, finds his courage. When Kwong gains the upper hand against John, pinning him to the ground, Raymond seizes a metal pipe and strikes Kwong, giving John just enough time to recover. With one final, decisive move, John overpowers Kwong, leaving him bloodied and beaten. The police, finally alerted to the ongoing battle, arrive at the scene. With the flash drive in hand, John presents the evidence, ensuring Kwong's empire crumbles for good. good. As Kwang is dragged away in handcuffs, he sneers, "This isn't over." But John, standing with Joey and Raymond by his side, knows otherwise. With Kwang arrested and his cartel dismantled, John, Joey, and Raymond finally find a moment of peace. They sit together at a quiet night market, sharing a meal and unspoken acknowledgement of the family they have become. Joey, after years of entanglement with Kwang's world, decides to leave Taipei for good, seeking a fresh start. "I've spent my life running," she confesses. "Maybe it's time I start living." John looks at Raymond, seeing himself in the boy's determined eyes. "You ever been to Minneapolis?" he asks with a smirk. Raymond grins. "I hear it's cold. I hear